Hello, Sebio.
Hi,
Anyhow,
sorry, I didn't hear. Hi, how are
uh,
you? How
good.
are you, Kay?
We'll start with the little video, and then we'll come back to you and talk about the vineyard. Okay?
Okay, you can start.
Great.
I have to talk already, but I don't think so, all right?
No, it's all set. Okay, I'll tell you when we come back to you.
Okay, fine.
Hello, I am Sebastiano de Bartoli from the Bartoli cellar. Actually, I am in the state of Pantelleria, where we produce the Passito Bucuram. This is the place where we produce it. It's Bucuram countryside, is the same name. They have the Passito, where the Passito take the name, because this is a very specialized area for the Passito, because we are in the best condition for the Passito production. Like first of all, the southwest exposition, and second is the very great position, 200 meters above the sea level. This is the vineyard where we taken the grape. It's the Muscato Valessandra or Zibibo grape, which is the local name, and is the typical vineyard, the bush vineyard, where we obtain the best grape for the Passito one. Before to be used, of course, we have to drying this kind of grape, and we do this drying in this special place, which is the stenditore. Stenditore is the place where we put on the floor the grape for a couple of weeks during the August period, and this is from this depends the production of the grape, where we can obtain the best quality of Bucuram. So I hope you can see this is a beautiful island, very green, and I hope to have you here very soon. Thank you very much.
Okay, Sebio, we are back to you now, so you can
Yes, I
start
am.
talking. You
I'm
can
here.
start talking. Great.
Hi, how are you? I am still in the vineyard in Pantelleria. We are in Bucuram, I told you, and we are in middle of July. We are waiting for the maturation of the grape. Of course, we have here very interesting volcanic soil. You can see the land is very black. The stone is black. This is a nearly red soil, because it's one of the oldest, I think, land you can find in Pantelleria, because you can find very red, I think, yeah, metal and oxidation. You can see here we have the grape. This is a Zibibo. This is a typical grape from the island. You can find in 99% of the grape all over, and this is because it's a very wonderful to obtain the Passito. Of course, the Arabian people understand it. The typical, this is a very perfect for the drying, because we have a very big beans, and you can easily obtaining the drying the raisins. Actually, this year is very abundant. We have I think an early harvest this year. Every condition of the vintage as perfect. Apart the winter has been a little bit dry, but it still start to rain a little bit later, but in time to give water to the plant. That's because we have a very great green color, and the plants are still in vegetation. You can see we have here, this is very interesting, we're still fresh. This is very fresh, and this is very you know, in the very great condition are developed still new leaf. I told you this is a very mineral soil, very mineral, because you can imagine the volcanic island, how much power it can give to the vineyard, very much.
Sebio?
Yes, tell me.
Yeah, hi. A question comes up. When do you expect to start the harvest this year?
This when I start, you can see. You tell me.
Yes. When do you think you'll start?
Is still too early to say, but what I see, it's also in Marsala at the moment. The grape are nearly ready. If we taste it, the grape is already sweet for the period we are. So it's a very advanced, and my knowledge, I think will be before 15 of August. 15 of August. Of course, we need to wait a little bit, because we need a very mature grape in Pantelleria, because we need lots of sugar to drying it. So I think middle of August will be the beginning of the harvest this year. But of course, everything can change, because we can have tomorrow, or depends, a very intense warm, and that can stop the maturation. I told you, when we still have at the moment the new leaf does mean the maturation of the grape is developing, is still working, and that is the best condition for the grape to mature. I hope that's probably the only thing I can say. We will have a good degree alcohol this year, degree sugar in the grape. But it's still too early to say what happened, not what will happen in
Can
the
you
harvest.
explain a little bit about the planting and why the bush system is so low, and why there are so many walls?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. First of all, I want to show you. You can see around me we have a wall everywhere, and because from the land was taken the stones, and to obtain the vineyard, you have to take away the stones, and that the reason why we have a lot of limits made it from this kind of wall all around. What about the wind? Pantelleria, it's the island of the wind. The name of Pantelleria, it's in Arabic language, translated means daughter of the wind. That is also the reason why we still have a bush vineyard. It's probably one of the very few places in the world where you can find bush vineyard. That is a condition, that is a obligation, because if we can't use any kind of other structure or method of planting. This is one of the oldest and previous method for the vineyard, and we still have in Pantelleria, because the condition is very the obligation, because the wind is so strong, so strong. At the moment is very quiet, but I can show you when the wind is strong, you can to get out from house sometimes, and in that case the plant get down. So
There's a question. Does the lowness, the bush system, help with the acidity on the Moscato? Does it help it retain its acidity?
no, exactly. The bush vineyard help more for the sugar, because of course a plant like a bush, you have more concentration in the production. You can see in somewhere you have very small production. You can see this is a 2-3 kilo per plant one, and that help very much for the concentration of the sugar. So the plants obtain the maximum you can have in terms of quality, especially for wine like Passito, or because we need a lot of sugar to produce it. In terms of the acidity, doesn't work probably for the acidity, because that is another parameter, because the acidity probably is much better in area where you have another exposition where you have low sugar and high level of acidity. That's why we, for example, decide to cultivating here in Bucurem, where we are in the south. We can obtain the best for the Passito production. In the case of we need acidity, we need to go in the north side of the island. That is much better for the acidity for the white wines. Zibibo is not a grape where you will have never a big acidity, because the Muscata in every case is a very low. So in that case, we need to make a very early harvest, and we have seen the north side is much more adapt for the white wines.
Is the first
yeah.
Are the first grapes you harvest, are they used? They're going to the drying for the Passito, yes? The beginning of the harvest.
Yeah, exactly. I can show you. This is the place you can see where we drying the grape. You can see is all made in it's a very big space for. We are exactly in the south exposition. This wall has been created exactly to make the drying, and it's very important. In the floor we put the stones. You can see lots of small stones. So we put in the floor the grape. Of course we need some carpet or some something to put it. But what is important, you still thanks to the stones, you have a breathing underground, and it's very important for the drying process.
Do you have to cover the grapes at night during the nighttime to protect?
That is a great thing if you can do it, but you can imagine to cover it here is a very big work. And
Sure.
I used to do just in extreme when we have no perfect condition, so it's a start to have a small raining,
or if you know, but if we have, for example, and in the August happen very you know, we have Scirocco, so south wind. We don't need very much because you have very warm also during the night. The only problem should be the first hour of the morning, but if doesn't rain in half an hour, when the sun will be up, it will drying very soon. So we have no problem for this.
Sebastiano, could you talk a little bit about the farming, how you farm in
Yes,
Pantelleria, and why is it different from Marsala?
of course. Somebody think Pantelleria is close to, you know, is a Sicilian island, but we can say Pantelleria is an Arabic island. Before to be Sicilian or Italian, it was Arabian. The influence of Arabian is very big. You can see from the house are still made with Arabian architectural. So you can see the roof is still made with the damuso. Damuso is a typical Arabic architectonic. I am going to the cellar right now. I will show you. Difference, very big difference from the Marsala wine. Also because Marsala is a wine made more, you know, in a Spanish style, like sherry Madeira. So we have the use of the we can say the fortification process. So with the alcohol fortification, we are obtaining the Marsala. In the case of Pantelleria, we have no alcohol. In the case of natural Passito, we don't talk about the liquoroso because I don't produce a liquoroso. So we have a different soil. Here is volcanic. Marsala is totally different. It is also mineral, but from calcare. So we have a lot of calcare. So different condition, different kind of grape. Here we have the only one grape is a Zibibo. There you can find in Marsala other kind of autochthony grape like Inzolia Catarrato Grillo, where we use it, and the characteristic of the Passito is made from the raisins. So we have the drying. The drying is the first things to obtain in the Passito. In the case of Marsala, the first element to obtaining it's the aging process. So you can see we have a very we're talking about two different kind of wine, totally different. Also in the made in the process are made. So and the place where we are. So also different kind of culture influenced the production of this kind of grape. You can see this bush. It's very advanced. You can see it's very maturing right now. So this is the house where we produce. Is an you know, damuso, typical from Pantelleria. Of course, also here there is has been Spanish influenced, you know, during the 600, I think, 1600. I don't know exactly the period, but we still have the, you know, very
the Arabian culture very, you know. And I think also the production of and the use of the raisins, you can see this is a typical raisins are from the culture of the Arabian culture, used of to drying. I still have some from last year. I won't show you because in this case we have raisins. It's possible to maintain for 1 year to before to, you know, to be used. We can maintain. Of course, this is something I use for the tasting, not anymore to make the passito, because generally I produce the passito only 1 year. This is the cellar where we make the harvest. You can see. Of course, at the moment is everything turned off. We will start next month to prepare.
Sebastiano, do you destem the dried grapes before you press them? Do you take the stems? The raspatura. Do you do the raspatura before the vinification, before the press? Okay.
Yes, I used to do it. I made many. I try to make in everywhere, but the best is when you take away the stock. This is the machine how I can you know, take away the stock, and I can use only the beans for the maturation. The maturation, of course, is made in this particular you know, tank. Get around. It's we still produce, although we still produce passito in the traditional way, but we have this new machine make what was made 100 years ago, because it get around, and what we obtaining is the cessation of the sugar from the raisins to the passito. So first of all, we have to obtain the wine for the passito. So it's a typical wine obtained from Zebibo, fresh grape, with a little bit of dry grape. So we can obtain a very high level of alcohol, like 18%. And then in that kind of wine, after the longer maturation, after 1 month, the wine is ready. We can put all these raisins for 3 months before to be taken away. Of course, it depends from the quality of the grape, the quantity of and the time of the maturation skin contact. That is so we used to make the difference between passito from the best vintage, which is the father of the vineyard, the Bucuram. Actually is the 2014, and we have the son of August, actually is 2017. But of course, I will show you. We have a difference also because passito is obtained with a period of aging process. I will show you the place where we have the place where we age the passito. Actually, we have a 2019, which is the last year's. But soon we will change, and we will. I will put the new one. We still have some 2014. We have 1000. You can see Bucuram, father of the vineyard, 2000, 2098. We have
Sebastiano, we're losing your connection a little bit. We can't hear your voice.
Of course, this is which is something we still know when we will battle it 3 years before to the father of the vineyard. Yeah, I think we have some connection, and also because I think we have
it's better now. It's better
small.
now.
Yeah, because inside we have 1 meter of wall, so there is no connecting. Anyway, we want to talk about the wine, the white wines. A couple of words, you can say?
Yes, please, please.
Okay, we produce here in Pantelleria the Pietra Nera, which is dried Zibibbo. We produce the dried Zibibbo from 1990, and the wine has been created from the technology thanks to the cold refrigeration process. So we have the press here. The press is also very modern. We can vinify and press with a low temperature. The grapes are taken from the north side of the island. In early harvest, very important because the acidity is so important. After the pressing, we take the juice. We will put the juice inside the tank, and we having here in the tanks the fermentation by temperature control. This is very important to obtaining the Pietra Nera, because basically is a wine with a modern characteristic. So I intend a wine that has very fresh aroma, primous aroma from the grape. That is typical. Of course, we have also the integer, which is the wine obtained with a long maturation skin contact. Of course, the maturation skin contact is obtained in the amphorae, because the amphorae are very adapted for a wine, considering the naturality is not obtained with a temperature control. We have a natural temperature of fermentation, so we have to find the natural materials. We help us to maintain the temperature during the fermentation as low as possible, and the concrete is great for this. Apart that, after the maturation, we leave the wine for 1 year inside, and we need breathing materials, because the concrete still have a big opportunity to, the opportunity to give to the lees to breathe inside it. So are very, very interesting for this typology of wine. Or we can say the orange wine from Zibibbo.
Sebastiano, from what year did you begin using the Amphorae for the integer wine? Before it was barrels, yes?
Yeah, integer has been produced from 2007. Yeah, and right now we start with the amphorae from I think 6 years, but yeah, we made so many try, and in the beginning in the barrels. Barrels is too complicated to, and I think in amphorae we have more is more adapted because it's more natural. We have no influence from wood, apart the use of
for the skin contact is much better because you have a big mouth and you can work much better inside it. So you can do everything inside one containers.
That makes perfect sense. That's great.
Yeah. The Amphorae are made in Veneto from Tava. Tava is the guy who started to produce it. I met him, and we have the first, you can see, is the first model he made. Is different, is a little bit more, you know, traditional. The other one we made, the second one, you can see, and is a little bit more modern. The temperature to produce is much better to clean it, and very great work also because we can use the copper. You can see this is special, and then we have the production. It's very interesting. I love it.
Well, Silvio, this has been great. I think we'll say thank you very much, and I think everybody really enjoyed this. We got a sense of Pantelleria, which I think is really, really important for De Bartoli and for us. It's great wine. It's a great place, and you guys are rocking it. So thank you for an amazing visit. That was wonderful, and we hope to see you sooner than after all this is over. Okay, it's great to see you. Ciao, Sebastiano. Okay. Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Me, Santi?
That will be great. I'm waiting for everybody. Okay. So thank you for your attention. See you soon.
See you. See you soon. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you so much. Bye.